Every year when it comes vacation time, I really look forward to coming to a place that's become very special to me. It's Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, right on the Gulf Coast in Alabama. It's got a spectacular array of game fish available to catch here, both offshore and inshore. This week we're concentrating on the inshore species. It's going to be a lot of fun coming up in the next half hour. I'm glad you're with us. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. That is a fish. Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're with us for this week's episode of the show. I'm coming to you from one of the most gorgeous places along the entire Gulf Coast. Look at all these flowers and this beautiful new building in the background. This is the Coastal Arts Center. We are located in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. It's one of my favorite places. Now, we're not taking you inside the Coastal Arts Center to look at all the art displays, although I've been in there and they're beautiful. But what we are going to do is if we walk this way behind this gorgeous brand new building here, just out back on a breathtaking piece of property, right through there is Wolf Bay. Literally right at the back doorstep. That connects to Perdido Bay on one side, and then you go down the Intercoastal Waterway and it connects to Mobile Bay on the other side. In between all of that is some of the most spectacular inshore saltwater fishing for all species of game fish. Now we're going to concentrate this week in particular on speckled trout. My good friend Patrick Garmison guides on these waters every day of his life, and he said the trout bite this year has been especially good. So we're going to load up the Blazer Bay 2420 GTS. We're going to get out around some marshy looking islands and see if we can get some live bait out, some croaker and some big live shrimp, and see if we can catch a few good-sized speckled trout for you in the next half hour. While we're doing that, we're taking you around your local region for this week's fishing reports from our expert team of Let's Fish Insider reporters, both fresh and salt water. Right now, we're going to go hitch on to the Blazer Bay boat, get down to the Fort Morgan boat ramp and get launched. Next time you see me, I'll be out there. Right now, let's get this party started back at the studio and your weekend planner.
Thank you so much for joining us once again. These Salooner tables are predicting good game fish activity throughout both days this weekend. Peak game fish activity begins around midday at 11:47 Saturday and 11:22 Sunday. Evening activity will begin around midnight on Saturday and 10:57 on Sunday night. Depending on where you are, the sun will rise around 7:44 and set around 6:36, and evenings will feature a full blue moon. Daylight savings time ends this weekend, so be sure to get your clocks back and enjoy that extra hour. Stay with us. We've got fishing reports from across the area on the way. Plus, Bassmaster Elite Angler Micah Frazier stops by to answer your Ask the Pro question. We'll be right back.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits and the original Baby Shad and new slab Huntar Minnow. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. And by Camus Boats. Tomorrow's tournament boat today.
This is Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. One of my favorite places to come, and I love to catch speckled trout. Bobber down. There's one. First bite. Come in here, Cork. Let's see what we got. Trout. Trout A. There we go. There is the first fish of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody. We've made it out and made a little run out of Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, down towards Fort Morgan. And there's the first one of the day right there. No big deal, but We're not keeping them today. That would make a keeper though. Well, so as you can see, we're getting a late start today, but that's all right. So much of what happens around here is dictated by the tide, and we've got an afternoon incoming tide, which means the tide's rising throughout the day. It started off the morning really low, but as it rises, the fish tend to get shallower and push up. In this case, there's an island right here in front of me. You can see that's just a big old flat island. It slopes out off here. It's got points sticking out off of it, and those fish will push up and feed as that water rises and gets a little deeper. They don't like to get in that really, really skinny stuff at low tide, but pay attention to your tide tables. Find when that tide is rising. In this case, we've got a mid-afternoon high tide, so the fishing should do nothing but get better from here on out.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina, the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand. We've been here for years and we do it the best. You want to come down and enjoy the fall inshore, nearshore, and offshore fishing? Come see us. Visit crazysistermarina.com for more information. Let's talk saltwater this week. I tell you what, I was out last week. I fished the fall brawl out of Captain Brant's Ocean Isle Fishing Center. Had a great fish, weighed in, finished 27th out of 321 boats, but the bite is on the beach right now from Apache Pier all the way down to Georgetown. The Palm Tree Hole is a great spot right now. Lots of man-hating on the beach. If you want to have a good chance of catching that big fish, go out, jig or troll and catch you some bluefish. Get a big bluefish out right now. You can find those fish. Also, the nearshore live bottom grouper bite is getting ready to turn on. We're going to have a month of incredible fishing. The gag groupers start moving into spawn in that 40 to 60 foot deep water. Live bottoms, get out with some good live bait. You're going to load the fish box with some big grouper this time of the year. This has been your Carolinas Report brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Down, down, down. There he is, got him. Boy, I hauled it way out in that deeper water out there that time, just thinking. I've been catching a bunch of small trout, little bitty ones, 6-8 inches. And I just turned around and threw it back over my shoulder out toward the deepest water. And about 2 pulls, and that one did it. That's a better trout. Come in here, baby. Yeah, look at there. That's a fatty right there. Settle down, buddy. Settle down, partner. We're gonna turn you back. We're turning them all back today. This is Gulf Shores in Orange Beach, Alabama. One of my favorite places to come. And I love to catch speckled trout. Look how yellow that fish's mouth is right there. That is a bright fluorescent yellow mouth. Just a beautiful fish. And away he goes. Well, let me tell you, there are lots of different species of fish you can catch if you come here. We're trout fishing today. We're trout fishing right now. I may go try to catch a red or a triple tail later, but in basically the same areas you can catch speckled trout, redfish, flounder. You can go just a little ways offshore and catch red snapper like crazy during snapper season. There are almost 10,000 artificial reefs within 3 to 40 miles off the Alabama coast, all reachable. Show you just a couple of quick highlights from earlier in the year. We were here and we did get a nice day, went offshore with Captain Patrick Garmison, and we caught some really nice red snapper. They're just unlimited species that you can catch around here, both offshore and inshore, and everything's accessible really close in. You don't have to go 100 miles offshore to get the offshore species, and the inshore stuff is just everywhere, all the way from Perdido Key on the east to Mississippi Sound on the west. That's kind of the stretch that we like to fish, and it's just all good. And a nice Gulf Shores speckled trout. Live croaker out there, and one bopped it as soon as it hit the water. Let him eat it, let him eat it. Got him. There we go. Nice trout. All right, there we go. Welcome back, everybody. We are catching trout today at Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. And I'm catching some lively ones too. I need to just fight them more in the water and tire them out a little bit because they come in here and they make a mess and they flop all over everything. And the camera lady has to stay back or otherwise I'll splash her lens. That's just an open Kale hook with about a 25-inch leader of fluorocarbon and 40-pound test braided line and a nice Gulf Shores speckled trout. Well, we've come out today and started fishing a couple of different things. That is a Freeline croaker. And again, I'm just using spin and tackle. This is the new Lew's inshore speed stick rods and the new Lew's inshore speed spin reels, perfectly matched combo, and they're coming all kinds of different actions to do this with. And started off throwing a popping cork with a shrimp underneath it and catching a lot of fish. Got a bite nearly every cast, but they were 14 to 16-inch trout. So just now I picked up a different rod with just this Freeline on it, no weight, no bobber, no cork, no popping cork, no nothing. And I'll show you putting one of these croaker on here, hook them just inside the tail, and then you just hold your rod tip up high and you let him swim out there, and every once in a while you give it a little shake to make sure he doesn't bury up in the grass. Keep him up out of the grass. And man, they are cotton candy for a trout.
Tuna, 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 that's what they're raving about along the upper Gulf Coast. I'll be right back with all the details, but first this from our good friends at Foreshore Transportation. This part of the program is brought to you by Foreshore Transportation, the simple solution to all your freight hauling needs. Foreshore can ship freight across the country or across the state. Whatever the load, wherever the destination, Foreshore gets it done fast, safe, and hassle-free. Yellowfin and blackfin tuna are being caught all along the upper Gulf Coast, chiefly offshore Mississippi, but the big story along the upper Gulf Coast for tuna is for yellowfins. Some of these fish are going to 150 pounds, giant yellowfins. It is a battle that you cannot believe. It's one of the strongest fish in the sea, and that some of these fish are being caught at night around the bigger oil rigs like the Horn Mountain rig, the floater, way off Mississippi. And over in southeast Georgia, bull redfish continue to hit real well around the beach areas in shoals, near sandbars and oyster bars. Fishing has been great and it will continue that way for another few weeks. Well, that's it for the coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder, Lew's, Feel the Difference, and by Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Get our free fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
There is your Gulf Shores redfish right there. Beautiful spot on his tail. There's one. Got him. Oh, good one. Good one. There we go. Bite in here, buddy. That's a little short, stocky, fat trout right there. There we go. I've got them going on this Freeline, catching them on Freeline shrimp and croaker. And I was catching a bunch of little ones earlier, and they seem to be bigger on the Freeline. That size and maybe a little bigger is what I'm catching right now. See you, buddy. All right, well, here's the cool thing about this too. If you get in a spot where you've got fish moving like this, these fish are very territorial, and you've got bait in here like this, you've got a few birds working, and I'm seeing mullet jumping around every once in a while, you want to just pole down and be real patient and fish. I'm fishing real slow right now. I was fishing fast with that popping cork, and I had my trolling motor on, and I was going down the banks, just throwing it, popping it, and catching a bunch of little 14-inch trout. But I have now slowed down. I got in an area where I saw a lot of bait working, put my power poles down, which power poles are key in this shallow water, especially doing this. And then I've picked up this Freeline, and it's probably 10-15 minutes in between bites, something like that. So you've got to just slow down, take a breath, be real patient. But many times you can catch a bigger fish on a Freeline than you can on a popping cork. And I don't know why that is, but it's certainly borne that out today. Throwing it up shallow, popping that cork, and I can just get bite after bite after bite. That bobber goes down. But the bigger fish have been slower on the bottom on a big shrimp and a big croaker. All right, it's turning into a really good day here at Gulf Shores in Orange Beach.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama Fishing Report. I'm glad to bring it to you by TH Marine. Hot foot, locker bar, hydrowave, you name it, they make it, you ought to be using it. Go over to thmarine.com, check out their product line, you'll be glad you did. Hey, the weather is changing, the fish are changing, the pressure on the lake is really changing. That's a great reason to fish right now too. While a lot of us are out chasing deer, it's a great time to be chasing fish. Let me tell you where and how. In Alabama, I'm gonna probably go to Smith Lake this time of year. It is one of my favorite lakes in the country. You can catch big spotted bass, big largemouth, and it is a lot of fun. The cooler that water gets, the better they bite, and I'm gonna throw a wake bait and a topwater bait and a swim bait exclusively right now. In Tennessee, one of my favorite things to do this time of year is take my family and go to Reelfoot Lake. Blue Bank Resort is an awesome place. You cannot beat the accommodations. You can't beat the hospitality. Get Billy Blakely to take you crappie fishing while you're there and you'll come back, I guarantee it. And hey, in Mississippi, it's Bay Springs for me. Once again, I'm chasing those big spots in clear water, throwing topwater baits, wake baits, and swim baits just like Smith Lake. Same fish, same kind of strategy. Can't wait to see you here. God bless you.
There's one. Be a redfish. Be a redfish. It is a redfish. Alrighty. We got a different species working here. Redfish. Gently put him in this net. Let him swim right in there. Alrighty. Well, I wanted to show you a different species. There we go. All right, I picked up a swim bait and I came and fished a different island, and sure enough, I was able to catch another species. There is your Gulf Shores redfish right there. Beautiful spot on his tail right there. Just a beautiful bronze orange colored specimen. Back he goes. So I made a complete switch. I got off of those trout that we were catching, and I just came to another little smaller island that's got tons of grass on it. As you can see, that island's loaded up with grass, and the thing is, that grass slopes off and it's underwater too. And I'm just casting it in over the top of these grass beds. Rod tip stays down on this one, and see just a slow, steady retrieve like that. And it keeps that bait about a foot, foot and a half under the surface and right over the top of that grass. That's right, those redfish are suckers for that grass. They love that underwater stuff.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Motor Guides Tour Pro, cable steer motor with GPS anchor, Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist, Strike King, Taiwan On, and by Low Boats. Welcome to Low Country.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right on to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Savannah wants to know, if you could have lunch with anyone who is currently alive, who would it be? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Micah Frazier.
Man, I'd like to eat lunch with Donald Trump. You know, he's been a successful businessman, beat incredible odds and became president. And people hate on him every day, and he doesn't care. He keeps doing what he does, and I think that's pretty cool.
Thanks so much, Micah, for sharing that with us. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
We have the Blazer Bay boat back on the trailer, and we are back in front of the house we're staying in, provided by Harris Properties here in the Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Fort Morgan areas. More on that later. First, though, it's time right now for this week's winner in the Big Catch of the Week contest. He's Shade Jet of Talbot, Tennessee, showing a 22-inch rainbow trout he caught in the Holston River in Tennessee. If you'd like a chance to be our next winner, all you have to do is go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/letsfishtv. Go to the Big Catch of the Week post. Every Tuesday we put one up, so go to last Tuesday's post, follow the instructions there to give us all the details, and attach your photo.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I think I already showed you all the gear we use to catch these trout and redfish this week on the show. The Lew's Inshore Speed Stick and Speed Spin Rod Series, and we showed you the setup on the croaker and the Freeline shrimp. So all of that is in the bag. You can go back and look at it again if you'd like some more instruction. But as we close out, I want to show you one more look at the boat that we've been traveling all over the Atlantic and Gulf coasts with all this season. This is the beautiful Blazer Bay 2420 GTS, custom rigged by Jared Poole and his team at Waypoint Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas. They put all the finishing touches on their custom rigging, including the fantastic sport top that doesn't get in the way of your back cast when you're standing up on that front deck, but yet provides you some shade. Contact the folks at Waypoint Marine in Corpus Christi, Texas, if you'd like to get more information on your next boat. Also, I want to give you one quick look at a little piece of gear that's very critical. This is the Balls Out mount. It is the sturdiest mount on the market. And as you can see, it holds my Lowrance HDS 12-inch display rock solid. And if it can take the pounding that we put it through off these coasts and in these bays and these big waves, it can take anything you can put one through as well. You can get more information on the Balls Out mounts at the website you see on your screen. During the pandemic of 2020, I was reminded of a very important lesson. I went in to get some takeout food while we were traveling, and the guy at the counter said, "Hey, we're having a big gas shortage in town. The QT's already out, the 7-Eleven's out of gas, the whole town's running out of gas." Well, picked up my food, purposely drove by both the 7-Eleven and the QT, and they were both selling gasoline normally. I was reminded of the old saying that you cannot believe the things you read on the internet, the things you read on social media, or the things you hear on the news. You've got to think, use your brain, check your facts, and verify everything yourself before you ever repeat them. The old saying could never be any more true. You cannot believe everything you hear. As we sign off here at Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, I want to give you two more pieces of information. First, if you'd like to book your own guide trip, charter your own boat, you can do that with my friend Captain Patrick Garmison at the contact information you see on your screen. He can put you on any of the inshore or offshore species here at Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and Fort Morgan. And if you need a place to stay when you come here, contact Harris Properties at the contact information you see on your screen. They've got fantastic lodging in Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, and out here where we like to stay on Fort Morgan, where the beaches are less crowded and they're pet friendly. From beautiful Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes saying, let's fish everybody. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.